Welcome to the 2025 Brick Awards, everybody. I hope you all had a fantastic year. I know I sure did. And today we just want to cap off 2025 by having a look back at everything that happened in the LEGO community this year. I also want to welcome everybody new here, not just because there are actually a lot of new people that have come on this channel, but also because that 2025 episode of Brick Awards basically got no views at all, so this might very well be your first time seeing me.
The categories of the 2025 Brick Awards are Best Star Wars Set, Best Marvel Set, Best Icon Set, Best Idea Set, Best Speed Champion Set, Most Underrated Set, Most Overpriced Set, Best New Theme, Best Female Creator, Best Male Creator, Best Minifigure, and Best Set.
So now that you have actually seen all the categories, I'd say we jump right in with our very first one.
Best Star Wars Set of 2025.
All in all, I think we can agree that it was a very disappointing year for LEGO Star Wars. We saw some insane prices, some very bad builds, and actually the largest Star Wars set ever, which shouldn't be a disappointment, but the U.S. Death Star definitely was that. There were also some bright spots though. We got some amazing minifigs. We saw some very desired sets finally returning, thinking of the V19 Torrent, the ARC 170 or the MTT for example, but there was one set that stood out above everything. And with that, the title of Star Wars Set of the Year goes to the U.S. Jango Fett Starship, aka the Slave 1. This set improved on everything that 2015's version already did very well, while adding just a lot of new things, upgrading building techniques, and we of course can't forget the amazing Jango Fett minifigure. Now, the Boba figure wasn't amazing, but all in all, this was still great. Obviously, there were other fantastic sets this year. Think of the U.S. AT-ST, think of the new ARC 170, think of the MTT. But in a year full of scale downs and high prices, a set like the U.S. Slave 1 just stands out above the rest.
Best Marvel Set of 2025.
Now, LEGO Marvel is in a very similar position to Star Wars this year, and just not being a very good year for them. They had some atrocious set, the worst Marvel set ever in my opinion in the Avengers Endgame final battle, but there were also some bright spots. Marvel definitely suffered under the removal of their flagship set though, that they had the last few years, and that kind of carried them as well. They have another line though that has carried them in the last few years, that being the Starship/plane line. That line returned this very year with a banger, and with that, the Marvel Set of the Year goes to the Avengers Age of Ultron Quinjet. Just as its predecessors, meaning the Milano, the Avengers Quinjet and the Guardians ship, this set delivers on all cylinders. We get some exclusive figures here, some of characters we haven't seen in a decade from LEGO, and overall this build just improves everything that has happened in the past, which is not something we typically see from LEGO Marvel, looking at the Avengers Endgame final battle, looking at the Civil War battle, but this set delivers absolutely with that, and that's why it's our Marvel Set of the Year.
Best Icon Set of 2025.
Putting icons in the same category as Star Wars or Marvel and saying that it had an off year would be a disservice to the theme, but it definitely fluctuates throughout the years, and this year it wasn't as strong as it was in 2024. Still though, there were some absolutely generational sets. For example, Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship is probably the best pirate ship LEGO has ever done, even though the price point of nearly $400 is absolutely brutal. For some time the consideration was to give the Black Pearl that title of Icon Set of the Year, but I talked to Shy and he made a suggestion, and after thinking about it, I think it's fair to say that the title of Icon Set of the Year will go to the Tudor Corner. It is widely considered as one of the best modulars of all time. It is not too big, it is not overpriced, and it does something different. Me personally, I would like it to fit more so into the general aesthetic of the modular line, but I can't deny that it is a beautiful set and a spin on a very long running line that has gotten some ups and downs over the years.
Best Idea Set of 2025.
Now, unlike the first three themes, Ideas has had an amazing year. Now sure, not every set was a hit, but a lot of them were. For example, the River Steamboat, which is the largest idea set of all time, and not a dud, unlike the Death Star for Star Wars for example. We got first-time adaptations of Willy Wonka and Twilight, as well as a long-awaited return from the Goonies. Set like the Italian Riviera was also incredible, but the title of Idea Set of the Year can only go to a single one. And in that, I think it has to go to the Goonies. This was a long awaited return that LEGO absolutely delivered on in terms of figures and build. Now, we got some Goonie figures before in the Dimensions theme, and this set absolutely manages to build off of that to achieve even greater heights. Ideas, overall a brilliant year, and the Goonies as the Idea Set of the Year.
Best Speed Champion Set of 2025.
Now, the term Speed Champions and Formula 1 can't be separated this year. 10 of the 15 sets were occupied by Formula 1, but all in all, they were decent. They weren't the cream of the crop. They were very similar in build, and the stickers were so annoying. There was another IP though, not just a car brand, that got a set this year, which is why the Speed Champion Set of the Year will go to the Too Fast, Too Furious Honda S2000. The Fast and Furious franchise has given us some amazing sets over the last few years, whether it be Dom Toretto's car or Paul Walker's one, whatever his character was called, but I think Suki's car here is the best by far. The color scheme is the most interesting, the stickers are a bit much, I admit, but this was something so different, which is why it will get the Speed Champion Set of the Year award.
Most underrated set of 2025.
Now, for the most underrated set of the year, I think a lot of sets this year were neither underrated nor overrated. I think we got some very fair assessments on sets like the Republic Juggernaut, the U.S.S Death Star, but the good ones as well, like for example the Black Pearl or some of the others. There was one set though that I thought was particularly under-discussed, despite it being, in my opinion, one of the most pretty LEGO sets we have ever seen. The most underrated set of the year has to be the Italian Riviera. It is one of the most beautiful sets ever in my opinion. It is an original IP set from the Ideas theme, and it is incredible. Now, I wish it could have been combined with something like the modulars, for example, just because there are some very pretty models in that as well, but it is what it is in this case. I also want to give a shout out though to the Arkham Asylum. It is not a perfect set in my opinion, but it's actually the first inverted modular we've ever gotten, which is kind of insane thinking about how many corner modulars we've gotten in the last years, but it's the first inverted one, which is very interesting, and the figures are also kind of cool. But the most underrated set of the year has to be the Italian Riviera.
Most overpriced set of 2025.
Now for the most overpriced set of the year, I just had to get myself out of my home. I just had to go outside, get some fresh air, because these prices are blowing the roof off the house. We had some incredibly overpriced sets this year. Think of the U.S.S Death Star, our first $1,000 set, and that was just not worth it. The Tropical Aquarium, $480. I still don't understand who this set was for, and I know it's not selling very well either. But there is one set that tops all of it, that was shrouded in controversy for the entire time of its release. We've all seen it by now. It's the Republic Juggernaut of this year. At 813 pieces for a retail price of $160, it is insane. There were other overpriced sets, there were other bad sets that also had bad prices, but none even touch the level that the Republic Juggernaut reached. I really like the figures. I don't think it's as bad of a build as many others think, but $160 thinking that you can get the Going Merry for $130, which is such a better set in every single regard, for that, the Republic Juggernaut just takes it.
Best new theme of 2025.
LEGO has launched 3 or 4 new themes, depending on how you want to count it. For one, there's LEGO Nike. I think it's an atrocious theme. I've talked about it in the past. I think the sets suck, and there's so much untapped potential here. Horizon, whether you want to count it or not is up to you, but the one set they did release I really quite enjoyed personally. Then there's Bluey, of course, so far constrained to the 4+ realm, but I think these sets are decent. The minifigures are quite cool. They kind of remind me of Fabuland, a bit less than Animal Crossing perhaps, but the title of new theme of the year has to go to One Piece. It is an incredible theme. The Going Merry is a generational set. Don't worry, there will be a video in the new year on that entire concept, but even other sets like, for example, the Windmill Village Hut or the D2C set, being the Baratie, were both incredible, and even the other sets are decent, with the minifigures especially being incredible. I can't wait to see more from this theme. I really hope we do see more of this theme, but what we've gotten so far has been nothing other than fantastic.
Best theme of 2025.
You have to have noticed that I've talked a lot about themes not being able to live up to the expectations that previous years have set. Star Wars, Marvel, even Icons didn't live up to the same standard that was set in the previous years. Icons, for example, winning last year's Theme of the Year award. There's one specific theme though that I think has kind of been very divisive in the community. Some people hate it, some people love it. I've always been kind of divided on it simply because I haven't quite formulated my thoughts on it. I wanted to make a video on it for years, but I think especially in 2025, this theme outperformed any other. Because of that, the Theme of the Year award goes to LEGO Friends. I think Friends is doing what few other themes are. It's doing exactly what City should be doing. These sets are amazing. The prices aren't too insane as to how we've seen with City and other themes in the past few years, and there's just so much going for it. I obviously still really dislike mini dolls. I think they're stupid. I think minifigures should be placed in Friends sets, but it is undeniable that they've been putting out some incredible sets. The Travel Board Adventure, for example, is immaculate, and I think Creator as well as City should have a look at what Friends is doing and start going a bit more into that direction. Because of that, Friends will be 2025's Theme of the Year.
Best Female Creator of 2025.
The LEGO community is still a mainly male-dominated space, but it's nice to see with the expansion of the community to see some female creators pop up and also grow quite large. Last year, Nikki Briggs won this award, and it's been a real pleasure getting to watch some fantastic videos and also discover a lot of new channels in preparation for this award ceremony. Because of that, I want to give a shout out to SHYTIMEismyTIME, who put me on a few different people as well. She isn't winning this category, spoiler, but I want to give a shout out to Jean's version. I've really enjoyed some of the videos. The variety isn't that huge, to be honest. It's a lot of reviews, but she's really good at it. But personally, I think variety is important as well. Because of that, the Female LEGO Creator of the Year award will go to HollyOnFilm. I think we see a lot of variety in the content. For one, in the video ideas and also the themes that she covers. I also think it's a great idea that she's kind of diverted from the original direction her channel was going, which was mainly Harry Potter focused. I mean, it wasn't even called HollyOnFilm back then, to what she's doing now, where we see Formula 1, we see Wicked, we see Disney, we see even Star Wars, and still some Harry Potter sprinkled throughout. I think we get a great mix of things, and the quality really is top tier.
Best Male Creator of 2025.
Now, a positive aspect that comes with the expansion of the LEGO community is that we get a lot of creators with very different ideas. Some prefer a quantitative output, putting out hundreds and hundreds of videos a year, always trying to be the first on news, but then there are others that are more so focused on quality, releasing maybe a dozen, 2 dozen or even less videos in a year, but they put their all into it. Some of the best LEGO videos this scene has ever seen come from exactly those channels. One of those creators and the winner of the Male LEGO Creator of the Year award is Cheesey Studios. For example, there was the 1 hour long revisiting LEGO Harry Potter video. Not only is it an amazing video in and of itself, it's the third part, meaning the other two are almost the same length. He's also finally finished his LEGO Minecraft world, which was an ongoing project for years and looks simply incredible, and because that wasn't enough already, he jumped directly into the next one. The filming is beautiful, the editing is great, and I have to say his thumbnail game is out of this league. For that, he wins Male Creator of the Year.
Best Minifigure of 2025.
Now, while not everything was great with LEGO this year, we got some absolutely amazing minifigures. Whether it be in Star Wars, with figures like the new Jango Fett or the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, who finally got some arm printing, Fortnite with the Mecha Team Leader, or some others. We got some new figures this year that we waited for a long time that we didn't get ever before, like for example Luffy, the Galactic Marines, or a Star Trek figure, for example Picard. But of course, there was one thing that ripped the minifigure realm apart this year, which was the Across the Spider-Verse CMF. Every figure was a banger. Sure, some were worse than others, but even then they were still far above the average minifig standard. There's one figure from that CMF that stands out though, that stands not just above the rest of the CMF, but above every minifigure that released this year, being Hobie Spider-Punk. This is such an amazing figure. Not only do we get arm printing, leg printing, dual molded legs and everything else, we also get a extra head with a new hairpiece. This figure is by far the best figure of this entire year. Of course, there were also some people that didn't like the CMF and this minifigure, of course, calling it woke slop, for example. I think if you held this opinion, you should just like go outside, touch some grass, reconnect with nature, find friends, just because if you hold that opinion, you probably don't have any, because this figure, Spider-Punk, is amazing.
Best Set of 2025.
Now for the last and most prestigious award of this year. We had a lot of bad sets this year. The Avengers Endgame Final Battle is the worst Marvel set ever in my opinion. The Civil War battle was bad. The Republic Juggernaut is overpriced as hell, but LEGO did release some great sets as well. We've discussed a lot of them. I think the Italian Riviera is incredible. The Goonies is a great set. The Black Pearl is incredible and was also in contention for this award for a long time. The Tudor Corner is one of the prettiest modulars we've ever seen, but there is one set that I personally think stands above all of them simply because of what it's done, what it's achieved, and what it's improved from its predecessors. The Set of the Year award will go to Jango Fett's Starship. It is an incredible set. It is beautiful, it is big, it improves on everything that the Slave 1 from 2015 did, and I think I've explained myself already. It is an incredible set. And now I just want to thank everybody that's watched up until this point and that's watched my channel in general this year. It's been very exciting. This has by far been the best year of this channel so far. We did a lot of things different and I got some great reception for you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've really enjoyed making videos this year. It's been fantastic. And let's just say it like this. I am very excited to see you all again in 2026.